quit fantasy was Magic. I love the tactics. I love the, well, if I move my unit here, and it's this way, it has these options, and here's its facing, you are going to have, I put you in a predictable situation to force you to do this or do that. You have to make a decision. We're playing a tactical game. And when they were able to be like, well, I choose not to play a tactical game and shoot you with my magic spell that obliterates your unit, I was like, and I was done, and I was the one playing high elves, right? You know, and at the time I refused to use Teclis, and this was 7th edition, I had 3 level 2 mages, I always ran high magic. If they had better magic than me, I ran high magic, and all I would do was try and drain. Just say, no magic, I'm okay, my army can deal with you, let's just take magic out of it.
And Thomas, I think that's where, like Maelstrom missions, I think that's where it balances. Because you can bring the cheesiest Eldar crap list, and the guy with
Why are you picking on Eldar?
Because they're cheap, because they're the brand new cheese. No,
and the guy with the Imperial Guard army can beat him.
We're talking on the show. Yeah, yeah. I definitely see what you're saying, and I definitely think that like the ITC missions, maybe give it a good go. They you know, it's like there's this progressive, you know, the secondary is going to be progressive every time. It's equal number of points to the primary. I think that works. I think that will be a balancing factor. It doesn't change the fact that if you're looking at equal, like players who are equal, the guy who brings psychic powers has an advantage. If let's say this is one of the things that the Forge Narrative guys encourage people to do. Email us talk to us on our Facebook. Say these are what I want to. This is the faction I would like to play with. Help me write a competitive list for it. I guarantee you 9 out of 10 times they're going to say, and we're going to ally in X, Y, or Z thing that has psychic powers. I do not care for the fact that I have to play psychic powers, or else I'm at a major disadvantage. This game I played last night, I rolled 6 hits out of 15 dice. Just rolled poorly with my Centurions. Nothing I can do about it. But I could have I brought Blood Angel allies to get the drop pod for those guys.
Right.
Instead of bringing the Blood Angel captain I brought, I could have thrown a Blood Angel librarian in that unit with them, had divination, had prescience, dropped prescience on them first, guaranteeing that I'm going to get the reroll, which gives me astronomically better odds that I'm going to kill that Wraith Knight before he ever got to do anything. That's what I'm talking about, is the fact that to play competitively, thinking about this tournament, I now have 2 options. Because in the past, during most of 6th edition, there was the options were bring lots of psychic powers and or maybe bring flyers. Now I have another option. I can just bring whatever carries strength D.
And Thomas, maybe I don't play enough competitively to see that. I don't see that. And that's probably because most of my games are just fun games. I don't see the super competitive lists. And so I don't. Well, I have not experienced that.
That's what those Forge Narrative guys talk about all the time.
Well, yeah, we both listen to the podcast.
We're gonna, you know, these missions are say you don't have to bring the highest math hammer units or lists that are going to make the most effect, but you still need to have a competitive list. And they fully 100% embrace the side powers. This is my thing. Before, it used to be, once upon a time, the Black Templars, for instance, it's not that they didn't have librarians, and they had all died in some battle in the past. They had Horde the Witch.
The Witch, right.
You cannot have allied psychers with these guys. They can't, because they hate them.
And
now you can't, sure, you can't bring them with Black Templar stuff, but you sure as heck could have Tigerius. Every list, Tigerius and 3 Centurions, oh, it's so good. and why not? You're putting yourself at a major disadvantage if you don't.
I think I want to go to that tournament in August with you.
It'd be fun.
So do I have to get the
we should look up and see if they still have tickets available.
Okay. Farming. Because yeah, I just
Is this Feast
my
of
experience-
Lakes?
No,
No, this is close.
it's called
it's a
Salt
local.
City Gladiator Games.
Salt City?
Salt City Gladiator Games.
Is that here in Utah?
Yeah, it's in Farmington.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant Farmington, New Mexico.
No.
And I was about to say, don't go there.
No, but I think that would be fun because I haven't played in a tournament since
Since the
Since
beginning
our
of
voice,
fifth,
yeah.
since the beginning of fifth edition.
yeah. But the people I play are good players.
That's fair. That's
I mean,
fair.
when I play you, we compete. Maybe you're not bringing the highest end tournament.
I don't bring psychers.
Mm.
I hate psychers. I hate the idea that I have to play them. I don't think that's like I don't have a problem. I've come around.
I'm sorry, can I introduce some infallible logic here?
Yes.
Black Templars hate psychers. Thomas hates psychers. Therefore, Thomas is a Black Templar. I just thought I'd like to point that
I have a Black Templar
out.
shirt, and that's not true anymore. Black Templars don't. It's been retconned. They don't hate psychers.
What did you hear that in the new Marine Codex? They're not in it.
Yeah, I did. I heard. Well, that's
Rumor,
crazy, right?
Rumor.
That's crazy. They're out in June. That's insane.
Yeah.
Space
yeah.
Marines?
Yeah.
Space Marines.
Well, and Thomas, maybe that's the thing.
Big
They're
deal,
going
guys.
so fast now that an
It's
army
not-
like the Eldar being
It's not
out of balance.
The problem. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right in that. But I'm talking about overall general things. Like I understand the concept that I get the idea. Okay, you're talking about a high margin model. The Wraith Knight is a high margin model. It's $1.50 of plastic, right? But they can sell it for $120, $115, and it's a very powerful model. And they've put it away in there to get multiple. You can have up to 12 of them if you have the points, right? And be force legal, right? So, yeah, not even unbound. So, and truthfully, you're right. It's not necessarily the big boogeyman. Like, yes, you could spam them, and it could be really obnoxious. It could be really awful. And I think that if you spam them, it would be more obnoxious than bringing an army of the knights, because I think a Wraith Knight beats the knights.
Oh, one-on-one? I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
I mean, invulnerable save all the time, rather than just in shooting, and most of the shooting of those big guys.
D-weapons.
Well, yeah,
You bring the D gun.
they have D-gun directly, and the knights don't.
Right.
I mean, I guess the knights have their formation of 3+ rerollable and bone guys,
Right.
which is that's out of this world ridiculous. You have to admit that.
Yes, it is.
Christian,
Yeah.
for a long time he's been kind of an apologist, a GW apologist, and Dave and I have just been like, we've been negative Nancy's about it, right?
Right.
But
He's
you're usually having this discussion while playing a Games Workshop game, right?
Of course we are.
Okay,
But
thanks.
we are negative.
Just thought I would point that
Yes,
out.
we love to bitch and moan about the thing that we love.
Okay, got it.
Oh, your dad
Anyway,
is
he's been this
making
apologist and he's apologized. He said, okay, yeah, all of them are, they're blending all the codexes. They're making them more in balance with each other, right? He finally the Eldar have maybe been the straw that's broke the camel's back. Finally, he's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, this whole time I've been trying to back
Does he
up.
play then?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
He's a strong Space Marine
Yeah.
player. Yeah. He plays
Dark Angels,
Dark Angels
yeah.
and Grey Knights, and he's got Blood Ravens
Good.
for his regular guys. He even plays Blood Angels too.
Does he go to tournaments?
He hasn't been to one since Dave and I stopped going, but he
Well, and
used to
that's
play
then why do you guys care?
because when all this stuff started to get ridiculous, and what, this is the irony. The game has been changing so fast, which I love that. I love the new content if it is meaningful,
Mhm.
if it's good, if it's like I said, the Corn Berserker thingy, the Demonkin. Don't like that. I don't like you trying to sell me. You don't even want to be a rules-making company. Don't sell me rules that are junk.
Right.
The Legion of the Damned. A codex that was
If you
supposed to
play
be by
by
itself.
itself,
If you play by itself, it
auto-loses.
automatically loses, right?
Yeah.
You never, if there's a major rule imbalance or a rule that's clearly it's clear that you had poor writing in the wording and you never fact to change it.
Yeah.
Like that's
I agree with you. I wish they would care a little more, enough to fact things and to correct little
Well, I was talking, they sometimes, in their new releases and stuff, and the stuff that they release now, sometimes they don't even, they have stuff spelled wrong. Like, they're not even spell checking their own stuff now. Like that right there, there's just a level of pride that I'm just like, let's have a little bit higher, right? But on the other hand,
The models are gorgeous.
the models are gorgeous. You're giving me buckets of fluff. You're giving me all of these wonderful like releases all the time. And it's not like it was where like every 6 months. Like now I hear people, you know, like Dave, go ask mommy. No, we'll get it in just a moment, okay? All right, I gotta pause for just a second.
Well,
I'm gonna tag team in.
Yeah, no, go, Sean. I'll tell you something. Because I don't play tournaments, and I'm gonna go to a tournament with Thomas to just get that feeling back again, just to see what it feels like. But because I don't play tournaments, maybe I don't see that part of the game that is so bad. Even the guys that I feel play competitively,
Well,
like my
but you
buddy
brought
Bob.
Tigurius and 3 Centurions against me
Yeah, I did.
in a friendly game.
But I think that what we're talking about is a level beyond.
Don't touch that. It's just barely setting there.
I think that the level we're talking about, Sean, is higher. The level of cheese, Tigurius and 3 Centurions by themselves is not what we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
I had to wrap my head around it.
Yeah, get in the middle.
I had to wrap my head around it.
It was really near the edge.
Like that, even then, for a while I didn't want to play. I didn't want to play Tigurius and 3 Centurions because I thought that it was like too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I've come around the idea that, okay, this is the game that, you know, think of it more in terms of the game of how you play it and stuff. And so I'm okay with that. And a good mission will go a long way towards doing that. I think that the Eldar Codex, I think that if you left just if you took out the plethora of D weapons, I could say, okay, the jet bikes are probably the overpowered strong point of this book, but they by themselves, any one of the 3 by themselves, the Wraith Knight by itself, the jet bikes by themselves, and the other plethora
the
other
psychic
plethora.
power.
Oh yeah, well I played against that the other night. Okay, this is why I'm talking like I know, like last edition of the Codex, you were hard pressed to get as many dice as a demon player or a Grey Knight player.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can take that formation, and I played against my buddy. Yeah, played against my buddy Jordan. He had 2 Farseers, one of them was Eldrad, and 10 Warlocks with 17 dice base. And
That's what we're talking about.
it was 17 dice base. Both the Farseers had their Runes of Witnessing, which allowed you to re-roll once if you failed.
Which is huge.
All the psychic powers
And they-
succeed on a 3+. Anytime
Oh, they do?
Eldrad, in that formation.
Mm.
In Eldrad, anytime that he rolls a psychic power, he rolls a die on 5 or 6, gets a warp charge back
Yeah, on every success
on every success,
that he makes.
which is not hard when you're talking about
Re-rolling.
one reroll and
let's
then on
say-
3, and then you succeed on 3+.
Okay, well, let's say he throws 12 dice, succeeds on a 3+, so he's got 8, re-rolls the 4, right?
No, you have to if you reroll, you have to reroll the whole thing.
Oh, no. It says any number.
I think Thomas is right.
He was the whole time yesterday he was rerolling.
Well, I'll be right back.
Anyway, maybe he was doing it wrong. Here's the thing. I marginalized his psychic powers for 2 reasons. One, he didn't run the right powers,
Mm-hmm.
and 2, he had a walking list, a walking seer council. If he had chosen to take telepathy and tried to roll for invisibility, 1, and 2, he had them on bias. That list that would have been ridiculous.
You know, it's about time they made the Eldar decent.
Well, and here's the thing. You know, you commented, Sean, you brought Tigurius and 3 Centurions.
Yeah.
I was playing against Eldar. And
Yeah, but
I
that
knew you
was
were going to
before
be
the new thing.
Sean, Eldar were the best codex in the last,
Oh,
before
geez.
this.
They were.
Blah, blah, blah.
They've now had 2 codexes of being the best codex.
Yeah, but I don't bring a bunch
No, exactly.
of, I bring like this
Exactly.
kind of stuff that I like.
Well, the bike list like that was very
Yeah.
effective
And
before.
you brought like freaking brass knuckles and a roll of quarters. And
You
the other
brought
one.
the D-sides before, Sean.
So?
They were extremely powerful.
No, they got worked every
And now
time.
they're even more powerful than they were.
All right, I've spoken my piece. If a model with a ghost helm suffers, oh no, that's not it. Where's the,
Oh yeah, that's another thing too, the ghost
ghost
helm.
helm, yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm never gonna die. I'm never gonna die from perils.
right. You
Ever.
just discard a dice.
Yeah. Of your 17.
Okay,
No.
it says, runes of the Farseer. Once in each psychic phase, a model with this special role can re-roll any number of dice used in a single deny the witch test or psychic test.
So in each,
Potentially
you can do it,
negating
stop their powers too.
Perils of the warp in the process. Yes, that's right.
Wow, that's even more broken than he was rolling it.
Yeah, because you can just deny the witch.
But it's only one time per phase.
It doesn't matter.
You
It-
save
I'm
it up
just
to stop
saying,
invisibility.
that's a big
No,
deal.
it means that he's never gonna fail to succeed at fortune or at invisibility. They will always go off, and they will always go off with the maximum, near the maximum number of successes.
Huge. And you don't worry about rolling sixes, because just keep a dice in reserve and get rid of the perils.
Well, you don't get rid of it. You just don't die.
What? That's not what it said.
I'm
Right.
sorry?
Isn't that right?
I'm working on it.
No.
He's checking.
See, you guys are griping about
No,
the book.
I'm
You
not.
don't even
I'm
know what
not
it
griping.
says.
I'm trying to defend it.
If a model with a ghost helm suffers an unsaved wound from perils in the warp, okay.
It's just the wound. It stops the wound.
The effect
What
still
are the
happens.
other things that?
I mean, if he rolls a 1 and then fails a leadership check, he'll die.
Right.
But other than, like,
Okay.
It
that's
just stops the wound.
it. Like, I mean, it's
Listen,
it-
that's a big risk.
no, it's not. Considering all the other psychers in the
Thank
game
you, Rich.
just take a wound 50% of the time, and you
Right.
don't.
Right.
All right. Listen, guys, there's this great game out. It's called War Machine.
No.
It's actually,
It's
No.
by this really green company called Privateer Press.
you know what?
I've never heard of it
we
before,
did a
but it looks pretty good.
a build
I think
up
I might try
thing here at the campaign here in the studio,
Yeah.
and I built up an army, and it's all Space Marine models, and I named them
That's-
I named them
yeah.
the Space Marnoth. They're
Space Mino.
yeah,
Whatever.
Marnoth. Because
Minoth?
it's Space Marine. It's a mix between
Marines.
Minoth
Oh, got it,
Marines. They're the Space Marnoth.
Oh dear heavens.
Yeah.
And his warjacks were
Contemptor
Contemptor
Dreadnoughts.
Dreadnoughts.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It
I
was.
had him as light
it was
warjack
the
for a while,
lamest
like a
thing
miniature
ever.
halfway, like between Dreadnought and like a regular
How
guy.
did you have
And people
fun?
were like, this looks ridiculous.
Did you have fun?
I had a great time, yeah. I played a game of War Machine today. Like I'm trying out this new list which has it's called the Black Widows. It's all female.
Nice.
Females, and they're nasty. They're nasty. And I've decided I'm going to
The Black Widows?
the Black Widows. It's the theme list. It's a theme list. It uses
For
I mean,
Kador?
Nope. That's all. I only play Minoth.
Mommy.
I will only use models from Minoth.
Well,
It's because I'm pure. It's because I worship the God Emperor, and the God Emperor. I mean, we purge everyone else. So
this is just another planet that the Marines have come to.
right, and the Minoth is our vanguard.
Awesome. I still think that with proper mission design, any list can compete.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that you would really dig War Machine. Like the game rules, it's really fun.
Rich! That's what we need to do!
No, Rich,
The next
Rich.
grudge
That being said,
is War
their
Machine.
models are terrible.
What are,
It's on
you
camera.
shut your
No.
pretty little mouth.
I won't. I refuse to.
Their models are
They are
gorgeous.
awful.
They're
They are
fantastic.
terrible.
Oh my
They are
gosh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Not a nice thing to say.
I'll buy your rules and I'll play your game. I'm never gonna buy. Like I hate your models. I'm sorry, Privateer Press. They are just. You know.
Sorry, but they're incredible.
Like I don't even. It's not even. I have problems with the materials that they're made out of. I have the problems with when they have kits that are like plastic and resin and metal all in one kit. Like they're just, you know. And I get that they have Games Workshop has had twice as much time.
Oh yeah, or more than that.
Oh, thank you for the kiss, boy.
Well, Sean, if you have two armies you should teach me.
Oh, I do have 2 armies.
Troll Bloods.
The old, yes,
Troll Bloods.
I just got
It's
a
like-
trade-in.
it's like-
I just got a trade-in of
playing
Troll
the
Bloods and the one I want to do.
Okay.
It's like
These
playing
sort of
orcs.
Art Nouveau robot
I'll read
guys.
through the rules so that I'm
You're gonna
competent.
love Troll. They're the orcs of whatever it is, dude.
Hey, Daddy.
Okay, you're gonna take, in fact, let me get you a Troll Bloods book right now, man.
Hey, Daddy.
They're,
You're gonna love it.
Daddy.
it's,
Yeah.
I want
it's,
my
it's where, it's,
I'm
it's
willing to try anything.
It's people,
I want
their missions are great, okay? All of the armies are balanced because all of them have the potential to grow. I don't, here's my, I do, other than the fact that I hate their model, I hate the game's models, I also don't like the scale very much. You're never gonna play a game with even at their 50 points, which is their tournament size, or like the game breaks down after that because it just takes too long. You're never gonna see a horde of orcs on the table. You know, even at that list, even at that number, it's still a pretty low model count. It's not the epic battle.
Oh, it's awesome.
There's not the number of
My
models
army
that
had,
there is in
like,
40K. And so I don't
12
necessarily-
infantry and 4 big guys. And it was awesome, wicked fun.
There's so much
Okay,
coming
here you go.
right now, Sean.
Troll Bloods?
Have you heard about the Halo Starship game?
Yeah, no.
From the makers of Firestorm Armada, I think.
That sounds awesome.
Oh my goodness. How cool does that sound?
It sounds really cool. You know what I also want to play though?
What's
Like
that?
that segues exactly what I'm thinking. I want to play the game made by the guy who does the
Drop Zone?
Drop Zone,
Mm-hmm.
the space.
Yes.
You're doing a space game too?
I
I love space games.
It's built.
Thomas will do
It was
this.
helped me by the.
It's
the
called,
Andy Chambers.
Yes.
Yeah,
I want to play it.
Andy Chambers is an orc lover. And so I have
I'll
to, yeah, I'll play that game.
Yeah.
I love space games.
Space games. are
Drop
good.
Zone Commanders.
I love the scale.
Companies,
That's
yeah.
one of the things that's hard on like War Machine and even 40K. The board is so crowded. It's really only a small portion of a huge battle.
Right.
And so it's fun to play games on a smaller scale where you're seeing more tactical movement and things like that. So I like small games, small scale
It becomes, in my opinion, it becomes a little impersonal.
games.
You know, like with Churok. Like, you know, I could see
You can
the
see
whites in
him.
his eyes.
Cracking elves over his knees and tossing them aside.
Now,
Biting their heads off.
as I recall,
Did you kill a bunch of last
I won perpetual bragging rights in our final battle, and that counted as the only game retroactively making me win all the other games. So,
Man, that's
wow, that actually
That-
made me
you know,
a
that-
little thrill there.
that was-
a little Eldar thrill. Hold on.
I know how the people who lose feel about people rewriting history now.
Yes, that is exactly it. Oh, and I bet the Eldar are great at it
Oh,
too.
I'm sure